An indirect presidential election was held in Germany on 30 June 2010 following the resignation of Horst Köhler as President of Germany on 31 May 2010. Christian Wulff, the candidate nominated by the three governing parties, the Christian Democratic Union, the Christian Social Union of Bavaria and the Free Democratic Party, was elected president in the third ballot. His main contender was the candidate of two opposition parties, the Social Democratic Party and the Alliance 90, the Greens. Independent anti-communist human rights activist Joachim Gauck. Christian Wulff. On 3 June 2010, Christian Wulff, the incumbent Premier of Lower Saxony, was nominated as the candidate of the government parties. Prior to this, Federal Minister of Labour Ursula von der Leyen had been considered the front-runner for the nomination of the government parties, because the Constitution of Germany forbids the president to hold other offices. Christian Wulff resigned from his seat in the Landtag of Lower Saxony on the 11th of June 2010 and announced to leave the supervisory board of Volkswagen. The following week, he resigned from his post as Premier of Lower Saxony upon being elected as president on 30 June, handing his resignation letter to Landtag President Hermann Dinkler, who was also a delegate to the Federal Convention, before heading towards the podium to formally accept his election. Joachim Gauck. On 3 June 2010, the Social Democratic Party, the Greens and the SSW nominated independent Joachim Gauck, an anti-communist civil rights activist from East Germany and the first federal commissioner for the Stasi records, as the presidential candidate. In the days following the official nominations, several FDP and CDU politicians expressed the support for Gauck, among them former Brandenburg CDU chairman Jörg Schönbohm and Oliver Mollenstadt, chairman of Bremen's FDP. Gauck is viewed as a liberal conservative enjoying respect across political parties. Also Bavaria's Free Voters, who sent 10 delegates to the Federal Convention, said they would not nominate a candidate of their own. Expressing sympathy for Gauck, Philipp Freiherr von Brandenstein argued that the election of Joachim Gauck would prevent any cooperation between SPD, Greens and the Left Party for years to come. Gauck has likely made it perfectly clear to Gabriel that he will never appoint any of the apologists of the communist tyranny as government members. While co-chairman of the Left Party Klaus Ernst initially indicated that his party might support Gauck in a possible second or third ballot, Gregor Gysi, chairman of the Left's parliamentary group in the Bundestag, and Oscar Lafontaine, a former co-chairman of the party, voiced their opposition to voting for Gauck, criticizing his support of the war in Afghanistan and the Hearts welfare reforms. Kartu Kipping, a member of parliament for the Left Party, claimed Gauck was a man of the past. Kipping lauded Gauck's role in investigating Stasi injustice but criticized equating Hitler fascism and the GDR, which she perceives as a trivialization of fascism. Klaus Ernst subsequently retracted his statements, stating that the left will not vote for Gauck. Gauck himself warned the SPD and Greens against cooperating with the left. Sigmar Gabriel, the SPD chairman, described Lafontaine's reaction as bizarre and embarrassing, stating that he was shocked the party would declare Joachim Gauck the main enemy due to his investigation of communist injustice. Gabriel also said that the reform forces in the Left Party should stop backing down and start enforcing the views. Luke Joachimson. The left-wing party The Left nominated Luke Joachimson, a member of parliament and former editor-in-chief of public broadcaster Hessische Rundfunk. After her nomination, Joachimson opined that the German Democratic Republic was not a state of injustice, despite committing inexcusable injustice towards its citizens. She withdrew after the second ballot, and urged her party members to abstain in the third ballot. Frank Renneker, the far-right NPD-nominated nationalist singer-songwriter Frank Renneker. He withdrew after the second ballot. Electoral Assembly. Parties do not only send politicians as delegates, but also celebrities, among them Olympic champion Georg Hettich. The Greens sent Hildegard Hambrucker, the Libertarian FDP's candidate in the 1994 presidential election, as one of their delegates. Results. After the first two ballots, Christian Wulff led vote totals but could not win an absolute majority of 623 votes. It was notable that 45 delegates belonging to the governing coalition either voted for Gauck or abstained altogether during the first round. Thus, the vote went to a decisive third round, where only a plurality of votes was required to win. The election is the third to require 3 ballots since the current system was introduced in 1949. Aftermath. A day after the election, a statement by Left Party politician Dieter Dem comparing their choice between Wulff and Gauck to a choice between Adolf Hitler and Joseph Stalin, sparked controversy and drew criticism from Greens politician Reinhard Künast. Dem subsequently apologized for his choice of words. Künast also stated that any future cooperation with the left was miles away, particularly in light of the party's rejection of Gauck. The SPD and Greens also blamed the left for the election of Christian Wulff. Gysi, on the other hand, criticized the SPD of not cooperating with his party, which is considered extreme by federal authorities, and again pointed out differences in political positions between Gauck and the left. On the 2nd of July 2010, Wulff was sworn into office as President of Germany.